country to coast four-wheel drive today. We're going to do a bit of wiring job on the car. You can see here, that terminal, you've got about half a screw left of positive, not much more on the negative. That's on the second battery. And also in here we've got lots of this, excess wiring. It's basically everywhere. So we're going to rip it all out today and rewire all the car. All this excess wiring here as well around the compressor areas. So what we're going to do is we're going to free up all the wiring so that the second battery's got some relief on the post. And at the back of the car we're going to run a third battery system. As you can see there, we've got a new Full River 150 amp hour deep cycle battery, which is in the back of one of the drawers. That'll all obviously go back together at some stage. And we're going to replace these 12 volt sockets that you can see, and also those 12 volt sockets that you can see. So we'll see how we go. Rightio, so we're a couple of hours in now. It's looking like a bit of fun. We've got wiring pretty much all hanging out of this car everywhere now. All this is still yet to be done. Wires hanging out of the car. All the 12 volt stuff coming through the back here. And eventually we're going to get into all the 12 volt sockets in here that you can see around there. Eventually we're going to put this this red arc on there as well. So there's a fair bit to go. And do all that stuff as well, yep. Rightio, so we finished wiring up the car with the second and the third battery now. So let me just show you what we've done. So this is our second battery. Now, obviously we've reduced a lot of the terminal work here. We've just kept these three fuses on here. This one is for the spotlights, that's the rear LED light bar at the back of the car on the roof. And this one here is for the Baja bar, so spotlights, the Baja bar there, and obviously there's another LED at the back. So we've cleaned up all this wiring through here, and you see the negative post is also nice and easy now. We've cleaned up all this, cut everything to size. We've just got those three relays that go with the three fuses we just spoke about, and we've marked them. And you can see the cabling's much better going through there. Now as we've come over through this back wall here, we've labelled all the cables through there. Then over on this side, on the battery, this is battery 1. So we've actually put in a 40 amp fuse here, and this is actually running to the red arc system, charging system at the back of the car, which is running the third battery. So if we just come down here and have a look inside the car, you'll see that we've cleaned up all the wiring. There's a lot of cable in here now, but this is basically what we've come down to. So this bank here is battery 2. We've run a 7-core cable from the front of the car, just so we didn't have to run piles of different cables. That's obviously the negative post here as well, and it's the positive post there. So this is actually running things like the UHF. There's a couple of 12 volt accessory units in the front. And also in the back corners of the car, we run a couple of 12 volt sockets off bank 2 as well. And the reason for that is, if we have any problem with the third battery, we've got a redundancy there ready to go for things like fridges. So this one here is our fuse bank for bank 3. So that's running all the 12 volt accessories in the car. So things like this one here, which is a 12 volt USB. And I'll just come around the back of the car. So in the back here, we've got a 12 volt running off the second fuse bank, and this one's running off the third fuse bank. So this is the one that we'll use. This one is a redundancy, just in case we have a problem with the third battery, or vice versa with the second battery. So we've also run a double 12 volt socket right there as well to run both the fridges. That's running off the third battery. And then over on this side, again, we've got battery 2, battery 3. And then down on this side, we've got our voltage meter and also our amp meter. So we're showing 13.1 volts at the moment, and we're not drawing any current. So that'll obviously change when we get some fridges in there. So if we come around this side, so you can see where So I was showing you this wiring before. It's a fair bit of wiring, but it's a lot cleaner. Now we're also running this inverter here as well, which obviously is going to run a power board that'll run up here somewhere above the fire extinguisher. So all up, fair bit of wiring going on here, and all the 12-volt sockets now, we know where all the fuses are, we know where all the relays are at the front of the car. If anything goes wrong, we're going to be able to pinpoint it straight away. So if you're in the middle of the desert, or you know, middle of nowhere basically, you're going to be able to find this stuff, and that's really what this setup's all about. There was a lot going on in this car, and we just tried to simplify it basically to make life a bit easier. So if you're looking at a job like this, yeah, look, it's not going to happen in one day. This has taken a couple of days, but truth be told, probably could be done in a day if you really busted your chops with a good mate. But I'm so much happier now. I feel safer, and I don't feel that my car's going to catch on fire because of the ridiculousness around the positive post on the battery. So again, we use some 7-core cabling. We use all 6B and S cabling. We've gone with things like a 60 amp maxi fuse as well, which runs to the second fuse bank. The third fuse bank, we're running the Red Arc BCDC 1225. So that's helping obviously charge the third battery, which is the deep cycle 150 ampere in the back. So again, looking at what we've done, we're pretty happy with the result, and I thoroughly recommend that if you're doing a lot of touring around the country and you're doing some big trips and you're running a lot of different systems, this is definitely the way to go. Do something like this. Obviously there's probably better systems out there, I've got no doubt about that, but I think it's money well spent, and I certainly feel a lot more in control of what's going on now. So there you go, that's our 12-volt setup for our Land Cruiser, and all 3 batteries are now in check.